Hi, good day everyone. We are going to learn science again today. Previously, we were at 8.1 about the chapter. We were talking about chapter 8, radioactivity, and we have already discussed about the radioactivity, which is on 8.1 about the history and also the half-life. Okay, so today, what are we going to see? We are going to learn about atom and nucleus. And at the end of the lesson, you should know how to draw an atomic structure in a stable state and explain the formation of positive ions and the negative ions. Now let's see. What is atom? According to the Dalton's atomic theory, an atom is actually the smallest particle that cannot be further divided. Anyhow, there are more discoveries to occur, and it was found that there are even smaller particles that we call it as the protons, the electrons, and the neutrons. Now let's see. This is the atomic structure that you have learned, okay? And it consists of the nucleus, the center part here, with the blue and the red. This is the nucleus. And what is in the nucleus? The neutron and proton is in the nucleus of the atom, okay? And the green is the electrons. Electrons are orbiting at its shell around the nucleus. Keep on moving and moving. And when there is a reaction to occur, the electrons is the one which is going to be donated or accepted or shared. Okay? Other parts of the atom, which is the neutron and the proton, they are not going to move. Only the electrons are going to be shared, donate or received. Okay, now let's look at the charge of the neutron. The neutron, which is located at the nucleus, it is neutral, and the proton, which is located at the nucleus, it is positively charged, having the charge of positive 1. Each proton charged positive 1. Okay, and the electrons are negatively charged, each of them charged negative 1. Now the neutron, the proton, and the electron, they are actually called as the subatomic particles. Now when you are asked to draw the structure of the atom or the atomic structure for the stable nucleus, this is the diagram where it shows the location of the electron. It labeled the nucleus that consists of the proton and neutron. Okay, so this is the drawing of the structure of atom. Now let's see. When I was introducing you to this chapter, to this part 8.2, I talk about the formation of the positive ion and the negative ion. Now what is ions actually? Ions are charged particles. That means particles with charge. If it is an atom, we say that it is neutral. But when there is charge, then we call it as an ion. Now there are two types of ion, which is the positive ion. Another name, we call it as the cation. How is this cation being formed? It is formed when an atom donates electron. That means the atom releases electron. Everything starts from the atom. Now, what about negative ion? Negative ion is actually an anion. The other name of negative ion, an anion. And how does anion being formed? It formed when an atom again, but this time it receives electron. Okay, an atom will either donate electron or receive electron. It cannot be having two happening at one time for the same atom. Okay, because some are metal atom, some are non-metal atom. So recall what you have already learned in Form 1. Metal atoms will donate electrons. Non-metal atom will receive electron. I hope you still remember this. And let's move on. See, what I show you is the sodium. Sodium, the spelling is given. And you see, I put a circle around the 11. Now, this 11 shows that the sodium atom has 11 protons. Now when the sodium atom has 11 protons, indirectly it is telling us, oh, it is having a charge at the nucleus of positive 11, because each proton charged positive 1. 11 of them, it will charge positive 11. And at the same time, when it is an atom, the number of protons will be the same as the number of electrons. This atom has 11 electrons. And what is the charge? Each electron charge negative 1. So when you take and multiply by 11, it shows that the sodium atom having negative 11, the 11 electrons shows that it is negative 11 charge. Okay, now when we add up these two together, it shows a total charge of 0, which is neutral. A sodium atom is neutral. Okay, now what happens when sodium atom donate 1 electron? Do you know the answer? Let's look at the charge. When sodium atom donate 1 electron, it is no more being called as the atom. This is because the electrons is being donated, and now it has a charge of negative 10 for the electrons. And for the protons, it still remains as positive charge, positive 11. Now when you sum up this, you will find that it is now charged positive 1. When it is having a positive 1 charge, this is actually the positive ion with the name sodium ion is formed. So this is about the formation of positive ion, where sodium atom donate 1 electron to form a sodium ion, which is a positive ion. Okay, I hope you are with me. And now let's see the next part. Oh, what is this? This is the chlorine atom. How many electrons does the chlorine atom have? What are we going to detect from here, this picture? See, the 17 shows that the chlorine atom has 17 protons, and at the same time it is having 17 electrons. And you know that the charge for the proton is positive 17 and the charge for the electrons is negative 17. When you sum this up again, it shows that it has a total charge of 0, where it shows that the chlorine atom is neutral. Now, what happens when this chlorine atom receive 1 electron? Does the number of protons change? The answer is no. So it remains as 17 protons with a charge of positive 17. But after receiving 1 electron, it is having the charge of negative 18. Sum it up. You'll find that now it is having a charge of negative 1. And this is called as the anion. With the name chloride ion is formed. Okay, so until then, we have already mentioned about the formation of the positive ion and the negative ion. Before we come to this part, what we mentioned just now, we mentioned about the structure of the atom. So if you want to know more about that, please refer to your textbook. And stay tuned for our next lesson. We are talking about the ionizing radiation and non-ionizing radiation. And we will learn more about the alpha particles, beta particles, and gamma particles. See you then, and I hope you enjoy the lesson. Thank you very much and take care.